Hey friends, my name is Vivek Sharma, and today we can cover another problem that's called the valid parenthesis. And this problem, basically we have been given one string that's containing multiple brackets, and we have to validate whether it's a correct valid parenthesis or not, right? So let's say for the example, we are having this pair, right? And we have to validate whether it's valid or not. So the corresponding, if we see this opening and the closing bracket, they are the corresponding to each other, then it's valid. If it is not valid, then we have to return false. So in this case it will be returned true. So in this kind of the problem, generally the better approach to take the stack, so that we can just do the push and pop operation based on the opening and closing bracket. And in that case it's a little bit more convenient, so that let's take the same approach, right? So let's take, if we are having the stack and if we encounter the opening bracket, then we can just put the corresponding closing bracket here ahead of the time. When we say ahead of the time, it means basically we did not encounter the close let's say we did not do anything, right? We encountered the opening bracket, and when we iterate to this index, we already pushed the closing bracket, and then once we encounter the closing bracket, we can just pop and we can just match with this closing bracket whether it's equal or not. If it is equal, then it's returned true, and if it is not equal, then we can return false. So that's a simpler approach. We can just go ahead and take this approach, right? So now let's take some other example. And in this example, let's say we are having this, right? Opening and then this curly bracket. So in the push, we encountered this guy, so we will be pushing the corresponding closing bracket here, right? This is little, so we will be in pushing the corresponding closing bracket. Now if we go to this curly braces, and then we will be just matching with this is not matching, so we will be returning false. So this is pretty simple approach. Let's try to code this quickly first of all, and then we can see, we can go from there. Okay, so character stack, this is new stack, then let's take this for loop. This is integer I equals to 0, I is less than start length. Let's see if what is having in the string. Let's say if it is opening bracket, then go ahead and post the corresponding closing bracket here. And definitely you may have different other implementation as well, but this looks like little simpler, so you can try with the different implementations or different approach that you may have in your mind, and then just suggest me as well, right? So we can learn other approaches as well. So let's say if this is having this curly bracket, opening curly bracket, then stack dot push corresponding closing curly bracket. Okay, else if let's say this is having start caret I, and this is having opening this bracket, right? Then stack dot push, this is having closing bracket. Now, so there are three types of the brackets we are having, right? Let's say we don't have this any opening bracket. It means either we are having closing bracket, or we may have invalid case as well, like we did not have the closing bracket, right? So let's check that condition. If stack dot pop is not equals to s dot char at I, means whatever we have stored in the stack corresponding closing bracket, that's not matching with our next character in the string, it means it's the invalid case, and it's always having the better idea to handle some false condition case or invalid case in the middle of the iteration, right? And in the end we can just return true, right? So return false, and let's go ahead and return true here. Okay, so now this stack might be empty as well, right? So if this stack might be empty, we have to add this condition as well. So if a stack is empty means it's true. For example, if it's true, then we will not validate, it will not go here, right? It will just make it false. It will return the false directly. If it is not empty means it is false, then it will go to the second condition. So this is the ORing, right? That's what we are doing, ORing, right? So if it is false, then it will just check the second condition as well. Otherwise, if it is true, then it's not going to check the second condition. And if you are not clear ORing and ending, then I will suggest just go ahead and search on internet and just try to learn this thing as well. So now let's see that how we are covering this case. So if a stack is empty, for example, we get all the opening bracket only, lot of opening bracket, and then uh, means like we get opening bracket and combination of the closing bracket as well. And then opening bracket is less means we already emptied the string, but we did not get any corresponding. So if in the middle of the iteration the stack is already emptied, then also that's the invalid case, right? That's why we are covering this case. And in the end we are returning true. But let's see some edge cases, right? So when I say the edge cases, it means, let's see, if I am having some case that's having, for example, this is also the valid input, right? Only opening bracket. So in the opening bracket, what I will do, I will push in the stack the corresponding closing bracket, right? And now stack, this is only just one character, so this stack is not empty, and I come to the last and I'm returning true, but this is the invalid case, right? So what I can do it here, I can just make sure stack dot is empty. So stack should be empty to cover this edge case, right? So this will make sure that I'm covering all the edge cases as well. So let's try to run and let's see if this is working, right? And why we are checking stack is empty, this to cover that non-empty exception. That's one case. And another is like if it stack is got emptied like between the iteration, among the iteration, all the iteration, that's also the right signal that it should not be empty, right? It should empty after all the iteration, right? Otherwise it should not be empty in the middle of the way, right? And those cases might be like we already emptied the string. Let's say some of the examples, right? So let's see, let's clear the board. Okay, and let's say I'm having this example. Okay, so this is also valid string. So if I encounter this guy, what I will do, I will just push this guy, right? So I will push the corresponding this. Once I encountered here, this is matching with this guy. So what I will do, in this case stack is not empty and it's not matching, means not matching means it's matching, so it will just go to the next character. So my next character is this guy. So in this case now stack is empty, right? Stack is, I already popped up, I already matched with this guy, and I encountered again the this closing bracket, and the closing bracket stack is empty. So stack is empty means this is also false. So that's this case that we are covering, this case as well. So if we try to run our all the edge cases and basic cases, then we can understand that how to cover these cases in our algorithm, right? So now let's try to submit this and let's see how it's going. Okay, so it's working here. And then let's what is the time complexity here? That is order of n, because where n is the length of a string. Why? Because we are iterating till the length of a string, right? And space complexity will be definitely n, because we are maintaining separate stack and that's consuming all the characters of the string, so that's why that is also the n, right? So let me copy paste this guy, and I think we are almost done. So that's the end of this clip, and thanks a lot for watching. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye.